Good day, everyone. Thanks for tuning in again. Today, we are going to take a look at building out the form section of the research page. So, whatever you type in here, we want you to be able to submit the form and then have another research card display on the page. So, that's what we're going to focus on today. So, we're just going to jump right in and get started. So first, I want to go to the research module and we'll create a new, or actually, let's just keep it inline for now. We're going to create a class name styles form, and that's going to have a form inside, an input with the class name of styles inputs. And let's take a look. So we're going to have two inputs side by side with a label, and then we'll have a body and we'll have a add research button. All right, and we have this title here. So let's go ahead and say H1 add research. And we are going to have the input for title and then source right next to each other. So we're going to create a input container, and we're going to have the label that's going to be encompassing the input here, and we'll make that self-closing. So let's say that it's going to be title, and we'll have the source, and we'll say name equals title, name equals source. And then we'll have the body, which is going to be a text area with a label for the body. And then at the end, we'll have a button that we are going to click to add the research. All right, so let's focus on the form container. And we're going to style that in the research module. And let's give these a... All right, so let's give the card container a margin right of 1 rem, and the form container margin left of 1 rem, and then we'll say box sizing border box. Excuse me. All right. So let's go ahead and start styling the form. So first, we want the form container to display flex, and we want the flex direction to be column. And then we want to add a padding of 2 rem, a background color, a border radius, and here we're going to use the box border radius. And we're going to say header. We want the header to have a font size of var h1 font size. Margin bottom 1 rem. Let's see what we have now. And okay, so we have a colon instead of a semicolon in our padding. All right. So we are going to, so you can see already that actually this flex container here is stretching to fit the left container on the left hand side of our screen. And we don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the form container inside a and we're going to say form inner container. And we're going to wrap all of that in this. See, so here and here. All right. So this needs to go down here. Okay. Here we go. So the form container need to change the styling a little bit now. The form container is now the form inner container. And all right, so that's a little bit more like it. And we want the body here. Let's see here. We want to put that in its own container. So here, div class name, text area, container. And we'll put that down here. All right. So let's go ahead and start styling a little bit. So we'll grab the label for source and title. Oops. And we will give that a class name of styles input label. And give this a class name of styles input label as well. Or let's say form label. So let's head to the research module and we'll say display flex direction column. All right. So now we need to grab the input container and we want to give that a display of flex. And we want to justify that content space between. All right, so let's go ahead and actually keep that as it is for now, and then we'll add a margin. Let's see. We'll add it back and we'll say width is about 50%. Nope. The form label width is about 50%. Yes, that looks better. And then we'll add a margin right of 1 rem. All right. Now let's get started on the inputs. So we'll grab the styles.inputs and we'll say margin top 1 rem, border none, and then border bottom on pixel solid primary blue. And we'll increase that to 2 pixels. And we'll take a look. All right, now we'll add some padding to that. We'll say 0.5, add a 5 pixel padding. All right, so now we'll go ahead and we'll grab the text area, which we styles text area, and body, give that the same border, and we're going to say height. Let's see what 100 pixel looks like. That's too much. 50. Okay. So let's grab the text area container. Give that a margin top of 1 rems. Now let's style the button as well while we're at it. We'll go ahead and go to our code. We'll grab the add research button. And we'll say border radius. Box border radius. Give it a margin of 2 rem auto. The color will be white. The background color will be var primary blue. Text line center. And the padding be 8 pixels. All right, so we'll remove the border. And here. Let's go ahead and reduce the border radius to 3 pixels. We'll give it a width of 150. And we'll go to our research and we'll create a container around it. And we'll give the button container a width of 100%, and that'll help us out a little bit. And give it a display block as well. Let's bold the text and font size 1 rems. So let's say 2 rem auto, 1 rem auto. So just remove a little bit of margin on the bottom, and we'll say that the height is 50 pixels. Let's adjust that to be 40. Let's add a little bit of length to the button. So we'll say 180. All right, so I'm fairly happy with that for now. So before we start adding behavior to this, we want to just have the markup in front of us, make sure that everything looks the way it's supposed to. And then I think this is already going over 15 minutes, so we'll focus on hooking up the functionality in the next video. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.